Do you remember when St. Patrick's Day was?
No.
A long time ago. Remember who we had on that episode?
No.
I don't either. But whoever it was, we should have had this guy on because it's Justin Grober on SportzDescx this week, the ginger.
The man, the myth, and the legend.
Justin Grober on SportzDescx this week. Justin, welcome to the show.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you on SportzDescx. Take it away.
Wow, that's quite the cut.
I wanted to kind of change it up.
Justin, it is great to have you. I mean, Justin's a former roommate of ours.
Yep.
Jake and Justin freshman year, and then sophomore year we all lived together here in this building, and now here we are, senior year.
Not in the penthouse, though.
I mean, we're in the penthouse.
We're in the penthouse. We didn't room in the penthouse.
Yeah.
What could have been?
But yeah, I mean, kind of went our separate ways for a little bit. Justin's been on the baseball team here at WLC, which is awesome.
But you know what they say, if something loves you, it will come back. And he came back to us.
Exactly. Here he is now in the flesh.
The love is reciprocated. We are going to kick things off talking about cinema. Isn't that interesting? What a unique twist. But it's a sports-related cinema topic. Everyone who knows Kevin James knows that he's an actor, and he's playing head coach of the New Orleans Saints, Sean Payton, in an upcoming movie called Home Team. And it's based on the fact that in 2012, Sean Payton was suspended for the year by the NFL because he was part of an illegal, they call it Bounty Gate, from 2009. So he spent the entire season coaching his 6th grade son's football team, and they're making a movie about it. And I assume because it's Kevin James, it's going to be funny, or try to be. So that should be an interesting film.
Dude, I did not hear about that.
Yeah. It just came out. It's pretty recent. Justin, are you going to watch that movie?
Probably not. I saw it on Twitter that they announced it and whatnot, but I feel like they're just pulling for something funny.
Yeah. It might be a little bit of a stretch.
It might be wait until it's on TV and watch it then. I'm not going to the movie theater to watch that, though.
Yeah, or wait till it's illegally put on YouTube.
Yeah, right. I don't even remember Sean Payton being suspended. He just seems like one of those kinds of guys that has a good character, a good head on his shoulders, and then all of a sudden.
Well, that Bounty Gate stuff was nuts.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that. I just don't remember anything filming of it. But I mean, I guess now.
For those of you who aren't aware, if I'm wrong, please correct me. But I think the Bounty Gate was that because of the Vikings Saints championship game in 2009?
Yeah, with Brett Favre, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Peterson.
Yeah.
That's how kind of people caught wind of it.
Favre just got destroyed that game. Also didn't help that our offensive line sucked, but
even if we would have won that game, I think we would have got destroyed in the Super Bowl just because of how down and out Favre was, how beat up he was.
Yeah, he probably would have arrived at the wrong stadium because he was so concussed. But yeah, that's coming up. A few days ago, the Minnesota Timberwolves won a game. That's always newsworthy because they've won 14 out of 54, and then today they lost by 25. So
I think the game prior to that, they even lost by
30
something.
So yeah, I think they're 14 and 42. But at the time of this writing, they were 14 and 40. So let's get them next time, boys.
Good Lord, that's awesome.
Is that you said Timberwolves?
Yep.
You see A-Rod's trying to be the owner?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that is true.
I wrote that down.
I didn't. I think that is going to be taking place in the next 2 years or something, where that's going to be a full transfer of ownership.
Yeah, 2023, I believe.
But yeah, such a unique thing. I never would have seen that coming at all.
What does he know about basketball?
That's a good question. What do the Wolves know about basketball?
Apparently, Anthony Edwards was quoted saying, "I don't even know who this guy is. I don't know anything about baseball."
Anthony Edwards is a funny guy. He's the Wolves rookie. He's a good dude.
Great sound bites.
Yeah, he's so funny in interviews. He's so funny. Yeah, so I heard that the Timberwolves' current owner, Glenn Taylor, if Kevin Garnett, who's a great former basketball player, there were talks of people wanting him to be the coach of the Wolves, but he wouldn't specifically because he doesn't like the owner. So maybe when A-Rod becomes the owner, he'll kind of help change the culture a little bit. We'll see. Hopefully. So that happened. In the NFL world, Julian Edelman's gone.
That's right. Failed a physical.
Now he's gone.
And then
Is that why he retired?
So yeah, he failed his physical with the Patriots. Patriots then released him, and then he retired shortly after that.
Yeah.
So I think it was all the same day kind of a thing.
You know what he's trying to do, right?
What?
He's trying to do exactly what Gronk did. And
going to
find a way to Tampa to get one more ring with Tommy.
I'm sure that's gonna happen.
Does that make you a Bucks fan now, or like?
I cheer for the Bucks, but like, it was just because of Tom.
Okay, so you're still like true to the Patriots then?
No.
No.
Oh, that's right. I remember Justin's a bandwagon fan.
This man, how do you feel about Cam Newton?
Oh man.
I've always hated Cam Newton, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So it gives me a reason to not cheer for the Patriots anymore.
like the Bucks. That's funny. You think the Bucks are gonna two-peat at all?
You know, it's so hard to do in the NFL,
Yeah.
like with any sport.
He's not wrong. That's true. I think because Edelman's 34, as a slot receiver, he's got a few years left. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald's still playing. He's 37, so I could see him going to the Bucks, maybe chasing that ring. It was cool. His story is unique. He didn't have any scholarships right out of high school, and then played quarterback at Kent State, and now he's won 3 Super Bowls. I think he was a Super Bowl MVP.
One of them, yeah.
Look at all the comments that we don't have today.
Yeah.
It's a quiet night. Feel free to comment. Otherwise, we're lonely. Normally, it's very active.
Yeah.
Is Scott AWOL today?
I guess.
Scott.
I don't know. We don't have Christian or Jonathan either.
Yeah, they must be.
Hating us.
Yeah.
Or Justin.
Yeah, that's actually a very valid point.
Yeah, he's never coming back out here. Speaking of the Buccaneers, running back Giovanni Bernard just signed with the Buccaneers on a 1-year deal. So they're pretty stacked at running back with Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones.
Yeah.
Interesting signing.
I'm wondering how they're going to use him, or if they're going to trade bait anybody into some kind of a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giovanni Bernard is a pretty good receiving running back, so maybe he'll be there, like third down.
A little change of pace. I know Leonard Fournette was a little bit quiet this year.
Until
and
the
Ronald
playoffs.
Jones. Yeah, until the playoffs when my fantasy team didn't need him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was pretty quiet. I think he was battling some injuries here and there, and then like Ronald Jones did a good job of like picking up the slack.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
yeah.
In the NBA world, because we've already talked about it a little bit, but recently Steph Curry became Golden State Warriors' all-time leading scorer, passing Wilt Chamberlain, who had 17,783 points. That is ridiculous. So he's cementing himself in basketball history.
Which is pretty crazy. I mean, like obviously everybody could see it coming.
Yeah, he's a good shooter.
Curry is an elite scorer, and when you play,
You score.
and when you shoot, you score.
Yeah. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Justin, are you big into the NBA at all, or is it just a playoff thing for you?
I was saying this the other day. I watch maybe 5 regular season games a year. It's when LeBron plays on Christmas, opening day. When LeBron plays like the Bucks, because everyone else will watch it, and then I'll watch all the playoff games. But regular season, I won't watch unless I have a reason to. I'll leave it at that.
That's pretty.
Fair enough. I mean, regular season just kind of annoys me. Like, from my background, I'm more of a defensive player, and I feel like regular season, they don't do anything with defense. Like, it's just kind of nonchalant, laid back, kind of a offensive game. And then they do pick it up. It gets a little bit more intense. There's a little bit more passion when it comes to the NBA playoffs. And I think I've said that, like, in the last season that we had.
Yeah. And from my experience, I'm a bench warmer.
And
I think it's especially hard to watch too. Like if March Madness or if like college basketball is going on at the same time the NBA is, like I'm not going to watch NBA basketball knowing that college basketball is on.
yeah,
College basketball better than NBA basketball, especially March Madness.
every day of the week.
Did we disable comments? It's just so weird how it's so quiet.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, Mike Hartman just Snapchatted me and said, "Don't talk blank about Cam Newton." So
Don't talk bad
if
about
he's
Cam
listening, use the comment section and stop Snapchatting me.
Mike.
Newton. Mike, keep it clean, Mike. Carson, NBA regular season is good background noise for napping. He seems to share the same sentiment as we do.
Yeah, did you ever make it to any baseball games yet? I've seen quite a few people have gone.
No.
But you're not a Brewers fan, so.
like I would go if like the White Sox are coming to town in July, so like I'll go watch those games, but I'm not gonna pay like a lot of money to go see two teams that I have no real desire to go watch play. Like I like the Brewers, but I'm not paying a lot of money to go watch them play.
Yeah.
From an outside source and an outside like perspective, how do you feel about the whole AmFam as opposed to
Miller.
like this has been a running topic
Yeah,
for us throughout the last couple of weeks.
Each guest just gets their, we get their
Coming from a fan base that goes through stadium name changes, like it's going out of style, I think it's stupid because like it ruins the tradition. But it's like the idea of not to get all businessy or marketing on you, but like it's a way of like rejuvenating your fan base into like another stadium name or thought process or just something where you can make more money and more revenue off of it, stuff like that.
So like it's like a transition into a new era.
Yeah, I guess you could say, because like if to use an example, it's like the White Sox, like we had Comiskey Park, and that was like my dad's generation to the generation right before me, and then they changed it to US Cellular in like '03 to 2016. So there's a whole generation there that called it the Cell or US Cellular. And then now it's guaranteed rate. And that's like the new generation that calls it something else. So I feel like there's like pros and cons, but like obviously the pros to like change things up, make more money, create conversation, create buzz type thing.
Now, definitely create a conversation.
Yeah. Now, is this like something that the name changes, but the stadium stays the same? Or are they like building whole new stadiums? And
no,
just...
normally it's stadium. Like unless you're the Atlanta Braves who build a new stadium every other year, but with name changes, it's usually just whatever company brings you a better contract or more money to throw stuff on your stadium. Like the Twins obviously did it with the new stadium, but then if you look at like San Francisco or Seattle, they just changed their whole stadium name instead of changing the actual ballpark. So it's hit or miss with wherever you go.
Yeah, it's all about the money for sure. But what you gonna do? Ben says any golf tournament is all-time best snap background noise. Carson thinks he's spitting facts with that one.
That's true. Did you tune into any Masters at all? I saw you were out golfing like last weekend or this weekend or something.
Oh,
yeah. I tuned in to a lot of Masters coverage. Actually, for our golf class this semester, we have to write a paper about it, so I had to tune in. So if AV's watching,
know you were in golf.
I got you. But yeah, we had to watch Masters coverage and write a little paper about it. So I watched a lot of it, and I've played a lot of golf lately too. So
now, do you recall who won the Masters this year?
I don't know how to say his name.
Was he that Japanese dude?
Japanese guy, first Japanese player to ever win the Masters.
That's pretty crazy. And then we had an American place second right after him, right?
I think so. I don't know.
Scott, we need a fact check.
Scott, fact check that, please.
I didn't watch Sunday because we had games, but I watched like Thursday, Friday, Saturday coverage. So
speaking of golf,
Twitter.
Play the clip.
Oh, speaking of golf, you want to see Jake swing in a club?
Yeah, I do actually.
Listen closely.
It's a little bit windy that day.
What did I
You
hear?
like chunked it sounded like.
No, I hit the fence.
Oh.
Yeah. So I basically did the Masters.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of golf, I hear that golf coach is on the hot seat per usual.
I heard he's near done.
Yeah, it's almost getting so hot that he can't stand.
It's only a matter of time until the men's golf coach is removed from his duties and left searching for future employment.
Yes, sir. Bringing it back to stadiums and baseball. Justin, you guys got the opportunity to play in US Bank Stadium.
Crazy. Tell us about that.
That we did. It was, to be honest, an unreal experience. Just like you don't realize how big an NFL stadium is, and then let alone like how much sound it takes to fill that stadium, because just the weird like noise that came with the stadium was echoes, just it was crazy. But overall, like great experience. It was so cool playing baseball in a football stadium. But yeah, it was super awesome.
Did you guys score any touchdowns?
No, we didn't. But
Okay.
some all the Viking fans were overjoyed to walk onto the field. It was
All
actually
three
pretty
of them?
cool. Yeah, all three of them. It was actually pretty cool to kind of go crazy over it.
Yeah, it is a cool stadium. And I bet it's even bigger when you're playing baseball because I know they have to push back a lot of those seats too.
Yeah, like the whole, it was like kind of the opposite of Fenway. Like the whole right, like from the right field corner to center field was literally just like a Fenway monster, just all along, seats pushed back. It was really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Did they bring in like sand and dirt and stuff, or
No,
did they
it's
just you
all-
just play on turf?
It's all turf, and they, I think, just planted like a turf mound kind of like in the dimensions. Just planted it where it should be and then go from there type thing.
Gotcha. That's pretty crazy. For those of you who don't know, US Bank Stadium is the Minnesota Vikings NFL football team. So our WLC baseball team drove all the way to Minneapolis for that game, which is
Yeah. What a cool
super
experience.
crazy.
Carson would like to ask, will Zalatoris come in second in the Masters? Oh, no. Will Zalatoris came in second in the Masters. He's a rookie? Question mark?
Yeah,
That
it was his first time ever playing at Augusta. Was lights out.
I think Carson's taking over Scott's role as the fact checker.
Might have to.
You know, with how his name is Will and it ended in a question mark, that was a very tough sentence to read.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Harder than it should have been. You know, I want to, now that we're talking about the Vikings in the stadium, I just want to briefly talk about the fact that the NFL draft is coming up in a few short weeks. And there's a lot of speculation as to some of these top quarterback prospects, who they're going to go to and where they're going to go in the draft. So, Justin, I was just curious, do you have any hot topic thoughts on this year's draft and some various prospects?
Well, Trevor Lawrence should be 1-1,
Yeah.
no doubt about it. And then if I had to go number 2, probably be Zach Wilson, would be my second quarterback on the board. And it pains me to, well, part of the reason why I go Zach is because I hate Justin Fields with passion.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
That's okay. I actually really like Justin Fields.
That's totally biased
On his end
Tell.
or your end?
on my end
Oh,
because I can't stand up the state.
Yeah.
You know,
that's fair, yeah. Justin's a Michigan fan,
as
for those
well.
of you who don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I hope Justin Fields doesn't say to his friends that he hates Justin Grober.
I bet Justin Fields, if you're watching this.
Next week we have Justin Fields on the show. Ben has a good question. If you could play your respective sports in any stadium on Earth, which stadium would you pick? And obviously there's probably the why aspect of that question.
Does it have to be current stadium?
No.
I'm gonna go with no.
No.
He didn't specify. Sorry, Ben.
So I would go with, I feel like it would be super dope to play baseball at like the Polo Grounds with like the 480-foot straightaway center field wall. I feel like
Yeah.
that would be cool. That's the stadium I always play at whenever I play like baseball video games or whatever.
Yeah, it had that
So-
huge like tunnel kind of in the center.
Alleyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would go with that one. How about you guys?
You go first.
If you take a look at like some of those like over the seas like European soccer stadiums, those stadiums are so like beautiful to just look at. And I don't know exactly which one I would pick. I'd have to like actually do a search to determine. But I'd definitely do one of those soccer stadiums. I just think they're so cool.
I think for me, since I used to play baseball, I would probably say playing at Fenway at some point would be pretty awesome. Just the history. So I have to go with Fenway.
Mike Hartman.
Mike Hartman dropped some comments.
What did Mike have to say?
All right, okay, so I'm gonna before you get to the second comment, I want to kind of bring us back to how we were talking about March Madness. And Justin, I was curious. I forgot that you were a Duke fan. How did you feel about Duke and the whole not being in the tournament?
It was a tough season. Some things are bigger than sports, is what I kept telling everyone. Jalen Johnson was a waste of space.
Sorry.
The NCAA committee screwed us over. Yeah, it was not a fun year.
So Justin's also a Duke fan, for those of you who are still wondering. And yeah, they didn't make it to the tournament. I'm sorry to hear that. The Gophers didn't make it either. They never make it, so misery loves company.
South Dakota State didn't make it either.
They're in there pretty frequently.
Hey, I had them in my women's bracket.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't even think they'd make it. I thought USD was looking better than they were for the women's, but apparently STSU kind of pulled through.
Mike Hartman wants to know, ask Justin which college team he likes better, Duke or Michigan?
Okay. Duke basketball, Michigan football. I tell them this every single day. Next question, Mike.
Oh boy. So Justin, you play baseball here.
Yeah.
You the team, as last I've checked, is sitting at 5-16 and recently played 4 games this past weekend against MSOE.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your season, how long you played baseball, and tell us about the team.
How long I played baseball here, or like in general?
Your whole life.
Your whole life story. Let's hear your whole life story.
Where were you?
I've played since I was like 4. And now I'm 22, so 18 years. But this year is kind of a different year, considering like with COVID and just how everything's scheduled and stuff like that. Is like we have to play the teams in Wisconsin this year like 4 times in a weekend, which makes it a lot more difficult with strategizing and just like seeing the same people over and over again. So that's like a whole learning adjustment. We've been in I would say 75 to 80% of the games we play, we've been in them. So it's like just finishing, maybe making a couple more plays here and there. It's not like we're getting blown out every single game. So like the record doesn't really, I guess, define the type of baseball we're playing. But I am like super looking forward to where the program goes after I graduate, because we have a lot of young talent and there's a good core group of freshmen and sophomores that can, I think, take WLC to where it needs to be and where we always thought we could be, I guess you could say. But there's a lot of promise there, so I'm looking forward to watching what that freshman and sophomore class have to do or will do or could do within these next 3 to 4 years.
Very cool. And do you plan on staying involved in the game in any form after you graduate?
Well, I've always umpired. I love umpiring because you get to kind of be bad cop, good cop to a bunch of 8-year-olds through 18-year-olds, and that's right up my alley. But I've been told to go into coaching, but I don't know. Part of me doesn't really want to.
Have you ever had to throw anybody out of a game?
Like a parent?
Funny
like
you asked that.
Coach, athlete.
The furthest I've gone is giving like warnings. The first warning I ever gave was my dad when I was 11 years old.
You were humping?
Dude, how did
Yeah, I
that
was humping
feel?
when I was 11 years old. My brother was 8, and I did his 8U like house league game. My dad was being my dad and decided, I've had enough of hearing your voice today. There's a warning. But aside from that, I've heard about every insult under the sun out of a coach's mouth and about everything out of a parent's mouth too. So, yeah.
So your skin is thick.
Yeah. I actually like it. Like it makes me like laugh or get like more like into the game. And the best part of being an umpire is you can manipulate the game any way you want. If you want to be out of there in an hour, if you want to be out of there in an hour and 30 minutes, you can be out of there in an hour and 30 minutes if you really wanted to.
Everything is a strike.
Yep. And guess what I do? If
Look.
I'm doing a game where I know how to find out the records for either team, I will go in there and say, okay, we have a good team, we have a bad team. The bad team strike zone is about the size of this, and the good team strike zone is about the size of this. Because I'll be out of there in an hour and 30 minutes.
Those are just awful.
I love that. Man.
I remember my reffing days. Like, I reffed soccer for a few years, and I came close to, like, just telling a coach that I was done with him. And it was a younger group of kids, and they, like, I think this is, like, their first year that they could have, like, actual goalkeepers. And, at one point, one of the kids was fouled in the goalie box. So I was like, okay, you know what? We're just going to go with the PK. And their coach was like, do they even allow PKs in this age group? And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, they do now.
I can just like picture Justin talking smack to like a 6-year-old while he's coming up to bat. Like, you suck.
Oh, wait. I have actually thrown out someone. I threw out a kid once because he punched another kid in the face. I just remembered
sick.
that. Yeah. I was not having it that day too. It was a bad day. My kid just happened to do that. See ya. Had to write up a report like I want to do paperwork in the summer on my day off.
Now, have you
Sounds like all right.
have you yourself ever been like tossed from a game?
I've gotten a handful of verbal warnings as well. A lot of them came in high school, though, more so than any other years of playing baseball. But when you're catching and the umpire's right over your shoulder and he's hearing everything you have to say to the batter, it doesn't always end well. Some umpires are like, hey, this is hilarious. I love it. Keep it up. And some are like, knock it off. So it's like so hit or miss with depending on who you have. Johnny, get out. I'm on a podcast.
Oh, man. That's awesome. Yeah, you kind of have to just like read the umpire if they're chill or not. Carson has a question. How do you, Justin, feel about WLC baseball coach Gunner's dog being named Robert?
Okay. Robert is the cutest dog I've literally ever seen in my whole entire life.
Sounds like he's all for it.
He's got such a squeezable face, too. And I know Gunner might be watching because he was earlier. He texted me. But Robert is awesome. And, yeah.
That's great, man.
He really likes when I bark at him, too. Because I don't know if you guys remember from when we were living together, I would bark out the window at dogs. I still do that to this day. And Robert really, really likes it.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Benjamin Bateman is going to take us down his memory lane. One time I got kicked out of a hockey game for telling the ref to go to Lens Crafters. It was a dark time.
You want to hear the worst thing I've ever been told?
Yes.
One coach at like a 12U tournament one summer said, you need to go home and take some laxatives because you're full of... And I was just like, dude, I couldn't help myself. I started laughing. I was like, that's a good one. I'm going to use that someday.
Sir, you are wise. That's awesome, man. I know you guys were talking a little bit about football at WLC before the show started. Fill us in on some of the updates regarding the football team and the playoffs.
Yes, there has been quite the change up here.
Nice baseball term.
So, what originally was supposed to happen was the number 1 seed of the North is going to take on the number 2 seed of the South, and vice versa. But then, because WLC had a positive case, that shut down that game for this last Saturday. And so then they restructured the tournament to be the 1 seed from both the North and the South were going to be playing each other, and the 2 seed from the North and the South are both going to be playing each other, which is fine and dandy. However, Aurora, the number 1 seed of the South, had a positive case, and now they are unable to play in the championship game this Saturday.
So sad.
Now, I don't know exactly what that means for, like, conference standings or that championship game, whether or not Lakeland will get the win by default, or if it'll just go to Aurora because they have the better record, the higher scoring offense, and the best defense.
Just a good team.
Yeah, they're a great team. I don't know what's going to happen there. I know that this Saturday we are also still playing against Benedictine, and this one's going to be a 7 o'clock night game on Saturday.
Ooh,
so
prime time.
I won't be getting back here until late.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I don't really have too much of an update regarding like the rest of the conference for football. I know Eureka and Rockford actually ended up playing on Saturday, and Eureka beat Rockford handily. So
Nice. Is Justin frozen?
Yeah, I'm frozen. Can you hear me?
Oh, I thought he was just texting.
We can hear you. I thought he was sleeping.
Yeah, I'm frozen.
Okay, well, maybe you'll unfreeze at some point.
Yeah, I've been bouncing in and out the whole entire time. So
There you go. Volleyball for women's has a huge playoff game tomorrow at 7 p.m. here in the Rex against, I don't actually know who because I didn't write that down, but 7 p.m. tomorrow. It's whiteout themed, so all of you people who like to watch volleyball, be there, support. If they lose, season's over. If they win, the NAC tournament final is on Sunday the 18th, this coming Sunday. I think, however, this is the last home game regardless. If I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Oh, Justin's unfrozen. Perfect.
yeah, I'm good now.
So, yeah, Justin, you been able to make it to any volleyball games this year? You plan on going?
No, I've not been able to make any games this year.
Sad.
Yeah, it's hard with like COVID and our schedule being the way that it is to go see other teams play. So
Yeah,
it sucks. I really want to go, but
yeah. That's tough. Men's soccer is 2-3-2, meaning 2 wins, 3 losses, 2 ties. They have senior night coming up on Sunday. They started the year 2-0, lost 3, and then have tied the last 2, and I believe they were playing today at Chicago.
In fact, they're one of their most recent games, one of their last 2 that they tied, was against one of the, I think, the top team in conference, and that was a 0-0 tie, which is super crazy, super good for them. I know, like, as soon as the guys got back from that game, they were all hyped, they were all excited, and that one was a home game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to kind of like battle one of the best teams in the league, and like be able to like put up a really good fight against them. And like I said, they came out of that game with a tie, so they have a heck of a lot of potential. And
my resident's the goalie, Puma.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. Yeah.
sick.
There's a lot. That's a young team. There's a lot of freshmen that are starting and getting a lot of playing time. So I think this is a good kind of foundational game for the future. I think they're going to be pretty good a few years down the road. Women's soccer plays Sunday versus Lakeland at 4:30 p.m. I believe it's at home. So I don't know what their record is because I didn't look it up. And basketball is practicing, men's and women's.
2-5. Or Lakeland's.
Oh yeah, women's soccer is 2-5. I did write it down. Thank you.
No.
I literally wrote it down and then didn't even look for it.
Yeah. Women's soccer is 2-5.
Women's soccer is 2-5. Hopefully 3-5 after Sunday, and then yeah, basketball's practicing for next year.
So yeah, that's about all we have for anything sports related. Was there any other like questions that we had in the comments for Justin or?
Yeah, if you have questions for Justin, drop them in. Scott, I guess this is the first episode. He hasn't commented in a long time.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Jake, How does your team get swept by Boston twice in the same day?
That's an excellent question, Justin. The Twins have lost a lot of games in a row. We suck.
What is it? 3? 4?
I think 4.
4
4 or 5.
5?
We lost to the Mariners 2 games to 3. 2 games out of 3. And we got swept by Boston. It's like, yes, we've lost 5 straight games.
It's okay.
Sad.
My team makes me want to off myself after every single night. So it's different, though. We're up 8-0 in the fourth. We're looking really good.
Must be nice. Carson asks you, Justin, what is your favorite kind of socks?
What?
Carson wants to know what your favorite kind of socks are. Don't ask me why. Okay, maybe she's wondering what style. Are you a calf length or a no-show?
I'm a big Nike Elite Crew the one that goes up to your calf.
Do you have some on to show the viewers?
I have some in my laundry basket.
Show us your feet.
Yeah,
we'd love to see a pair. Carson, I hope you're watching. Justin's doing this.
Here are these guys. Like the ones that only, yeah.
Very.
Oh, that's slick.
Very exclusive. Well, Carson asked her a question, so.
Well, that's it. Justin, was there any other topics that you wanted to touch on that we didn't address? Or,
yeah, we got a few minutes yet before we got it.
Or a sports desk shirt that you wanted to buy?
Yeah. Oh, Joseph Cook asked a question.
Oh, what did Joe ask?
What shampoo and conditioner do you use, Justin?
Oh, it's the same as me.
I use this 2 separate bottles. There's a black and a white bottle.
Yes, sir.
It's Tresemme, I think, and it's the blue one. So it's like shiny something.
Yes.
So yeah.
I remember running into you at Walmart earlier this semester, and I was like, dude, that's my shampoo.
That's awesome. Sorry, Justin, I do believe you're in the middle of saying something before.
Conor McGregor is fighting in July. Very excited about that.
That's right. Who's the matchup with?
Dustin Poirier again.
Ooh, rematch.
Yeah. So hopefully I don't lose as much money this time as I did the last time.
So who are you putting your money on? Are you big
I
McGregor?
have to. I love Conor McGregor, so I have to do it again.
Do you ever watch him throw a football?
Yeah, it's hilarious. He's a fighter. He's not a quarterback.
No, I know.
I can sleep soundly at night knowing that I can throw a football better than Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
and box better.
But he would blow your face in with a 9-pound force with his left hand.
That's so specific. Well, I would run away so he wouldn't catch up to me. I am fast.
That man's agile.
Okay, well, I straight line. I'll
throw a football at him.
I'll just have extra footballs at him that I can throw at him.
Now, Joseph Cook, is that Noah Cook's brother?
Yeah, that's Noah's brother.
Does Joseph go here?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he lives in Aspire.
Does he live down the door?
No, he's not my resident.
Oh.
3rd floor?
Oh.
He lives across from where we used to live.
Oh,
nice.
Okay. Down the end there.
Yeah.
On the hall.
Good old days.
Yeah. The good old days. Well, I don't have anything else. You guys have anything else? We'll wrap up here soon.
I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, Justin, it was so great to have you.
Hey, anyone who said that I was gonna swear, you're wrong. I didn't swear once.
Dude, I was waiting for you to swear there.
Wait, okay, there's just a few more questions that came in, and then we'll dip. Okay. Benjamin asks, who would win in a race, Jake, Justin, or Sky?
Depends on the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's like 3 miles,
Jake would take the cake.
I can't sprint that far. I'm thinking a sprint.
I can't even run 180. There's a reason why I don't hit, is because you have to run. I don't like running. So that's why it's just like I don't want to hit the ball and run 180 feet for a double.
Just hit a home run, dude.
Or just strike out.
That's what I do. It's easy to walk back to the dugout.
I love that. And then Carter Robbie asks, what's your favorite hobby? Being on Sports Desk.
No comment.
Okay. All right, Justin, it was great to have you on the show. We appreciate your time and all of your information and insights.
Yeah, that's right.
Follow me on Twitter. Anyone out there? Here's my hat. Hold on.
at J_Grober 03 or
At
something like that.
JGrober03. Follow me on Twitter.
At JGrober03. Follow him on Twitter. Go support.
Great content.
Justin, have a good one, man.
You too. Appreciate it.
Well, everyone, that was Justin Grober on this week's episode of Sports Desk. Man, he is a funny dude. Always great to talk to him.
Former roommate of ours, good friend.
We don't usually get to talk to him that much anymore because since we're all seniors, we kind of,
really went our separate ways.
We kind of do. So it's always good to catch up, talk, and there's some. Before we do our closeout, there are a few things we just want to quickly mention to you guys.
That is right. So one point that's on my mind, I don't know if this is the one that you're thinking of. Sports Desk shirts. We are still selling or still wanting you guys to buy. So
we're desperate.
Feel free. Those orders are going to stop here pretty soon just because the end of the school year is coming. I'm moving to Minneapolis. Jake's going to stay here. But yeah, we're gonna have to discontinue production here pretty shortly. So if you want a Sports Desk shirt, go ahead, get your orders in soon. Yeah, we are gonna be making our last batch of orders this Friday or early next week because we gotta have time to get them, make them, distribute them. Exactly. So we got three on there right now. Maybe four actually. Four. Yeah, my mom's getting one. Thanks, Mom. Sick, Mom. Love you. Shout out to Lisa. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on? Put those orders in. If you haven't yet, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. I think the Instagram is just Sports Desk. YouTube. And subscribe on YouTube. And next week, we got another great show for you. Have another guest. Do we know who it is? No, but it's going to be pretty good. And Skylar, you know what to do. Send us off, man. Alrighty, sir. As always, always hot and ready. Sports Desk. Yum. We'll be seeing you.